Bryce and I have been living in our home for about 4 years in a neighborhood, and we are on two cul-de-sac streets. We planned a breakfast. Our neighbors had this big griddle that they brought over in our driveway, and we did pancakes and sausage and eggs. We handed out flyers a few weeks before. We didn't know how many people were going to show up or who was going to show up. We just were going to be there with coffee and pancakes. And we ended up having 25 people show up. And it was wonderful. Now you have a name to a face, the lady walking the dog, the kid riding the bike, the neighbors, the LDS neighbors across the street. We just feel like now we've started something, a connection, and really look forward to doing more of that.
We have a son that has autism. He's nonverbal, and he has a three-wheel bike. That's his freedom to go out and ride in the neighborhood, and him and I go out and ride a lot, and so the neighbors know who he is. But there was one day we had a lady neighbor about 3 houses down come over, and she says, I just wanted to let you know, the other day your son came into our garage, and I asked him what he was doing. I says, well, I think you need to go home. A couple days later, he ended up going back over to their house, and her husband came in the garage, and he was over by his tool chest, and he asked Gavin, son, I don't think you should be in here. And so Gavin turns around and comes towards him, and he gave him a hug. And the guy was just dumbfounded, like, wow. It was just, she says, it was so sweet. Gavin kind of draws the neighbors to us, and we just kind of befriend them. My wife makes some cookies, so it's pretty easy to get to know them because of Gavin.
Our life and our struggles are no different than our neighbors. We have hope because of our relationship with the Lord and because of Christ and what he did for us, but there are many neighbors that don't have that.
Just to be able to, listen to them is probably the best thing that I get from knowing our neighbors. Listening to their story, everyday life that they go through, no different than ours.
We pull in the driveway, we open the garage door, we pull in and shut the door, and nobody says anything. And I just think that there's something wrong with that. So we're going to change it, and we'll see what happens from here.